Resilience, resistance, renewal. Over the past year, the Council on American Islamic Relations and the broader American Muslim community have shown their resilience as we resisted injustice here and abroad while renewing our vision of a just future. A just future in which free speech and religious freedom are secure. A just future in which Islamophobia is a passing nuisance, not a mortal threat. A just future in which American foreign policy advances freedom for all, including a free Palestine. The American Muslim community founded CAIR 30 years ago with a vision of a just future. And despite the storm of challenges we face today, that vision is closer than ever.
American Muslims are showing up not just to discuss Islamophobia and expose the truth about Gaza, but to discuss everyday issues impacting Americans.
CAIR has spent 30 years laying the foundation for this progress. By winning major civil rights lawsuits, by training young people, by advocating for causes of justice, CAIR helped break the barriers that kept Muslims and our concerns on the sidelines of politics, the media, and Hollywood.
American Muslims are done playing terrorists in TV shows. They are writing and directing TV shows and movies that highlight the diversity of the American Muslim experience.
Okay, so where are the examples? And what does CAIR have to do with it? It's good to know they're done playing terrorists in movies. When will they stop in real life?
Now, we have to finish the job amid an unprecedented storm of challenges. A crackdown on free speech.
Some breaking news in the arrest of Colombia activist Mahmoud Khalil.
It was one of the most terrifying times of my life. I don't think I've ever experienced anything scarier than that. They just handcuffed him and took him. I don't know what to do.
Mahmoud Khalil is being deported for lying on his immigration forms.
A massive escalation in Israel's genocidal campaign of slaughter and starvation in Gaza.
We are involved, hand in hand, in the atrocities and the genocide that is currently undergoing in Gaza.
Anthony Aguilar is in disgrace after he lied about Abdul Rahman Abdud Mohammed Hamidan being shot at an aid distribution center.
An ongoing rise in anti-Muslim hate mixed with anti-Palestinian racism.
We also collectively do not believe in a society of hate that can lead to crimes as heinous as the one committed by Joseph Shuba against a 6-year-old boy and his mother.
The murder of Al Fayyoumi is in no way representative of the American Muslim experience. CAIR is shamelessly exploiting the child to sow division and promote themselves.
An 8-year-old girl says she was harassed for being American Muslim.
People are fearful that this is now becoming normal.
Well, why don't they tell them it's not normal instead of filling them with fear?
In 2024, CAIR received 8,658 incoming complaints. This represents the highest number of complaints we've received in our entire 30-year history.
These complaints are trivial and consist mostly of people getting in trouble at school or work for publicly supporting Hamas.
Despite the storm of challenges that we have faced over the past year, CAIR did not get knocked off course. We stayed squarely focused on getting closer to our vision of a just future.
Over the past year, CAIR has been on the front lines of 5 battles for justice, critical to our vision of the future.
When Mahmoud Khalil was arrested, CAIR took action by suing Columbia University for cooperating with the federal government and suppressing Columbia students' free speech.
CAIR's suit was dismissed immediately for lack of standing and failure to show harm. Also, the action CAIR sought to enjoin had already taken place. These are amateur mistakes.
In order to protect free speech, CAIR filed major lawsuits to protect students and student groups.
So in September of 2024, a group of students reached out to us and said, hey, we're planning a vigil on October 7, 2024. The university actually told us that we weren't allowed to. And within a week, we were in front of a judge arguing that the school's decision to cancel the protest was unconstitutional.
We sued, and within weeks, a court had ruled that the free speech clause of the First Amendment requires that these students be able to speak out against the genocide being done in their name on university property. And not only did they have to allow the protest, they also had to pay $100,000, which is, we believe, the largest settlement of any kind regarding pro-Palestine speech on college campuses.
This lawsuit was filed by CAIR, the Council on Islamic Relations, and civil rights group Palestine Legal for the students who were fighting to express their First Amendment rights.
It actually sends a powerful message to campuses nationwide that students who speak out for Palestinian human rights are protected under the First Amendment.
The university decided to settle rather than continue an expensive legal process. It was not a sweeping civil rights breakthrough.
CAIR never stopped fighting to secure a just future for American Muslims faced with other challenges.
Muslims in prisons and jails who try to fast during Ramadan face callous, illegal conduct by prison officials who refuse to provide them food for suhoor, refuse to provide them food for iftar. We challenge that. We challenge that in Arkansas, we challenge that in Washington State, and we challenge it throughout the country wherever we see it.
CAIR filed a federal lawsuit against the State Department demanding that it help save Palestinian Americans trapped in Gaza.
CAIR, the Council on American Islamic Relations, has filed a lawsuit against the U.S. State Department saying it failed to evacuate American citizens and legal American residents and their families from Gaza during Israeli bombardments. The lawsuit describes how 9 individuals desperately tried to escape the region but were allegedly ignored by the federal government.
CAIR's Legal Defense Fund and Community Advocacy Department's pressure campaign successfully brought back some of our Americans home from Gaza.
There is no evidence that this lawsuit caused the return of the people in Gaza, or that it amounted to anything. Once again, anyone can file a lawsuit. Winning one is a whole other matter.
On Capitol Hill, CAIR has lobbied Congress to stop supporting the Gaza genocide, and now a record number of elected officials have condemned it and expressed support for limiting weapons to Israel. Another key part of our work to advance a just future on Capitol Hill is stopping bad bills and advancing positive legislation.
The Senate canceled a vote on the so-called Anti-Semitism Awareness Act, which would have classified criticism of Israel as anti-Semitism, following a campaign from CAIR and a few amendments that protected speech in favor of Palestine.
The nonprofit killer bill that would target Muslim organizations and anti-genocide activists was also defeated after CAIR brought other civil rights groups together to oppose it.
There is no evidence that CAIR had any effect on the legislation. Anyone can file a lawsuit. That doesn't mean you can take credit for subsequent events.
During the National Muslim Advocacy Day on Capitol Hill, our Maryland delegation actually ran into Ben-Gvir, the genocidal Israeli minister, walking the halls of Congress. Well, so were we. We were there and we were able to shout him down and call him out for what he is, a supporter of genocide. And we made it known that in the halls of Congress, you don't get a free pass.
Criminal! More criminal! More criminal! More criminal! Shame!
How is harassing someone in the halls of Congress an accomplishment?
CAIR played a key role in taking on colleges and universities that targeted students for their anti-genocide activism on campuses. Through our Unhostile Campus campaign, CAIR has exposed colleges for violating the free speech rights of their students and engaging in discrimination. Since August, we have named 25 universities as hostile campuses and sent out reports to over 600 college presidents nationwide.
This was a self-published list with no legal force. CAIR's tactic is intimidation, not reform. Universities are named and shamed, but rarely change policies under this pressure.
What CAIR did is our Unlocking Muslim Power Tour. We did webinars, we did in-person trainings, and we made sure people walked away with 2 things. 1, know your rights. Understand what the boundaries are if law enforcement approaches you. 2, and I think most importantly, is we taught people research-based skills to be effective advocates to end the genocide in Gaza, to fight Islamophobia, and protect the Bill of Rights.
Every day, CAIR's communication team sends out statements to the media to get the public eye on issues important to the American Muslim community.
In the past year, we've had tens of thousands of media mentions, whether it's in print or broadcast, and we believe this is really changing the narrative, particularly on the genocide in Gaza. Poll after poll is showing that Americans and people worldwide are now accepting that there's a genocide and no longer accepting the Israeli narrative, and this is a very positive outcome in terms of justice for the Palestinian people and for people worldwide.
CAIR's central role as narrative manipulator. They admit to tens of thousands of media mentions, but their influence on local TV is intentional, not organic. CAIR's inclusion on a TV newscast is frequently completely irrelevant.
In an effort to empower the next generation of Muslims to pursue a just future, CAIR through USCMO also brought more than 750 American Muslim delegates from 27 states to meet with more than 210 congressional offices in the U.S. House and Senate and advocate for issues important for our community.
The USCMO is the Muslim Brotherhood political party in the U.S. Many of the bad pennies, like CAIR, are there.
In 2018, CAIR opened our flagship satellite office in Maryland with a simple but critical vision: to be a local voice with a statewide reach, protecting our community's rights, defending against Islamophobia, and ensuring that Maryland Muslims have a strong, trusted advocate.
Zainab Chowdhury was removed from a hate crimes commission for engaging in hate speech. She has never apologized.
The next generation of young American Muslims are leading the fight for what is right, not just for Muslims, but for all. Religious freedom, racial equality, and a fair immigration system.
The White House issued a statement distancing themselves from CAIR after Nihad Awad celebrated the October 7th attacks.
And especially in times of heightened Islamophobia, you've risen to the occasion always.
Omar Suleiman wants to bring Sharia law to America, and he does this through the Yaqeen Institute. Linda Sarsour is a well-known bigot. CAIR is a public relations firm with themselves as their biggest client. Their major achievement is getting themselves on TV.